Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Four Jobbers. It's WrestleMania, guys. It is over. It is done. It is in the books, and we are going to talk about it. We're going to go night one. We're going to go night two. We're not going to go match by match. We're going to give you our thoughts. I bet you've been wondering, what are the Jobbers thinking about all of the stuff that happened? It has been all over social media, so we're going to go through it. I'm, of course, Ginger Heat, but we have with me this week the body from Kirkcuddy, Jordan Deves, all the way from Edinburgh, Scotland, the Waxy, the Venomous, the son of the dentist, and Jason. They like Jason. They love Jason. Jason, night one, Jason, which means there must be something wrong with you.
Fresh from a haircut under that hat.
Yeah, true. Haircut into a hat right away.
Not?
Jason looking fresh, smelling fresh, I'm sure, for once. And we're gonna talk about right away. X-Men. Jason and I watched night one. Jordan watched on his own, of course, because he's in Edinburgh. Jordan, we haven't heard from you yet, so I want to know, overall, doesn't have to be long, but your thoughts on night one. What did you come away feeling after night one?
We went through the card a couple of weeks ago when we first saw the posters of what was going to be there. And I remember seeing night one and thinking, there's going to be some good stuff on here. I feel like the spread through night one and two was pretty good. Like, there was stuff I was hyped for and stuff that I was less hyped for. But it felt like they'd spread it out pretty well across the card. And then comes the night, and we'll talk about specific things, of course. I'm sure we've all got some opinions about it. But I feel like pretty much every match on the card, I'm looking at it now, fell flat. Pretty much everything felt underwhelming. Even the stuff that I was like, this is going to be an absolute, all time. This is going to be great. I'm so excited for this. The feud, the build has been amazing. It just wasn't there. There was just something lacking. And I have some feelings on what I think it might be, of course, but overall, night one, my general feeling was pretty disappointed. And I'm trying to ignore the lack of anything other than ads, right? If I try and take just the matches and grade them from a viewer at home's point of view, lackluster, not Mania, definitely not Mania.
Yeah, Wax, looks like you're chomping at the bit. Tell us your thoughts.
Well, it's hard not to. I mean, it's hard to think of just the matches in isolation, because so much of the discontent over night one comes from the sheer greed of the night. Like, I don't want to speak in hyperbole, but I think Jason put it really well in his reaction from the other night. It's almost insulting. Like, of course, we understand that WWE is a product. It's television. They want to make money. They have to, they have to please the shareholders. They have to raise shareholder value. That we get that. I think we all understand that. We all have lived in this capitalist world for our whole lives. We know how it goes. But it's never felt so overt, where I am simultaneously realizing I'm being fed just a sheer marketing product, and at the same time feeling like I'm in an indie show where it's match sponsor, match product placement, match commercial. It's like when we go to IWS and they say the following contest is sponsored by the smoke room and for all this and this, and then they go to the match and there's no reaction because you're putting on just a sequence of matches. There's no universe that exists around these matches. These wrestlers are in the biggest matches of the year, probably of their career for some of them. Doesn't matter how they feel leading up to it, during it, after it. Nothing is set up. And I know we have the famous Raw after WrestleMania tonight where new things kick off. But I don't know. It, not to be hyperbolic, but it felt a little like extra insulting night one. 1 hour of wrestling out of a 4-hour show and just nothing in between. Like, that is a new level. They could have squished both nights together and done it AEW style if you're just going to have match, and nothing.
But like, AEW has backstage segments. AEW has filler stuff.
What
AEW
I meant is they could have
stuff.
consolidated into 13 matches on one night. Not so much that they don't have.
So I'm glad you raised that point, because I before we dive into everyone else's views, I'm going to give you some information that I noted, because I was like, I want to work out, are we off the mark with how much we expect to see in our product, right? So I had a look. Night one of WrestleMania this year had in total 86 minutes of wrestling, and there was a 4-hour show.
In 4 hours.
So that means that 36% of what we watched was bell to bell. Okay, that's how much content we had. Night two, there was 82 minutes of wrestling, but it was only a 3.5-hour show. So it was about 39% of that, okay? If you go back 2 years and the year before and take the minutes of wrestling out of both nights on there, you had 140 minutes, okay, on night one of 2 years ago. And then 1 year ago, we had 106 minutes, and this year, 86. So we're on a steady decline of actual wrestling content in WrestleMania, right? I'm going to compare this to AEW Dynasty that we have just had a couple of weeks ago. AEW Dynasty was a 4-hour, 20-minute show. Okay, it was packed, absolutely packed. But out of that 4 hours and 20 minutes, there was 178 minutes of wrestling, bell to bell, which adds up to about 70% of the show was actual wrestling, and the rest of that is
That's
either
too much.
No, I'm just joking.
I understand that some people genuinely believe that, and that's okay. Like I'm not here to say that you're right or you're wrong. I think people are allowed to have their opinions on what the content that they watch should look like or should be.
Unfortunately, yeah.
But there is a stark contrast there, and what my biggest issue is not that, as Wax said, we got a bunch of ads. It's that it's on what we're watching, we're on the decline. Year on year, every time we watch WrestleMania, there's less and less wrestling and just more mania.
WrestleMania.
Hey,
100% WrestleMania. That's it. That's the issue.
We watched more of Hogan versus Ted DiBiase from 50 years ago. Then about 4 of the matches were less than 10 minutes. Like, that's egregious. You're telling me there was no room, especially when for minutes at a time we had to see "We'll be right back" on Netflix, at least. I don't know what people on ESPN watch, but you're telling me we couldn't. And I know not all of the non-wrestling time is ad. A lot of it entrance, and these wrestlers put a lot of work and thought into the entrance, and that's part of the spectacle. That's always been there. That's fine. But you're telling me we couldn't squeeze out at least a few more 15-minute matches? I don't think so. I don't believe that. But
Jason, did you want to get some thoughts off your chest on night one? I know you've done it a lot already, but based off what you've heard from the two guys here, what do you have to say on night one?
I think everyone's being too kind and reasonable, and normally that's a good thing. Like I think that's important because, and a lot of people came out of the woodworks ready to go after the people that were going to complain, because there's always people that complain, and usually it's about really subjective things like how the match should have went, who should have won, how it ended, whatever. And those people are annoying. They just want to complain. But for once, I think everything is warranted. The worst thing you could possibly think of to say about night one and most of, at least half of night two or whatever, just the whole weekend, you should say it. It was awful. It was disrespectful. It was disgusting. It was horrible. It was disgraceful. It was anything you could think of. I exhausted my vocabulary. I had to go get a thesaurus and a Bechamel to say French words, like how bad it was. It's just like, and it's because we're getting screwed in everything in life. This is shrinkflation. It's wrestling shrinkflation. All the prices are going up. Okay, at least I still get, the match. I still get WrestleMania. I still get to feel good, even though I'm paying way too much for it. No, you don't, because we're going to take away the wrestling, make you pay more, and provide you more ads. It's double penetration. It's like the eggs cost more, but instead of 12, you're going to get 11. It's like, so you're screwing me both ways. I don't even get what I used to get, plus I'm paying more for it. It's just, it's insulting. And I was surprised at how many people were defending it. Like, oh, I went to the show live and I had a good time. Well, you didn't watch it at home, you idiot. It's not the same thing.
And like,
why
defend
you
your
like,
$7,000 ticket? So obviously you're not going to be like that.
I would force myself to have a good time.
If I paid $16,000 for a front row ticket, I would try and do every bit of cognitive dissonance.
I would be pissed. I wouldn't get online and say it was good. Like, I understand like trying to like say it to your friends and stuff, but like to defend it online, I don't understand. Do you work for WWE? Do you get a cut? Like, I don't like. We're not complaining about the finishes or the wrestlers or the performers who put their work and their lives and blood and sweat and tears, and we want more of them. We want them to get more time to perform. Like, I don't understand.
And that's it. That's an important difference. Like, when I see people calling out things online, the IWC is a horrible
Usually,
animal.
But they're right this time. It's all warranted.
You know, they're coming out. They say horrible things about the talent.
No.
None of us in particular have ever
nothing
said,
to do with the talent.
particularly with Mania, it's nothing to do with the talent. We just want to see them. You know, I made a point to you guys in the chat that there was a moment where I think it's in night 2 during the ladder match. I had like a minute and a half where I was watching that do fucking song. We'll be right back, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll go for a quick piss. I go for a piss. I come back. It's still 10 seconds later, right? It then goes back to the product, and it's by the way, 2 guys are already done their entrance into the match, and I'm like, then just fucking show me it. Just let me see what they were doing. Like, I would rather watch Dragon Lee coming down with a pair of wings on than, 5.
I'd rather watch the person making the wings.
Yeah, 100%. Give me that. I don't care.
Why can't they just put like some ad over it? We're still getting to see it.
Picture in picture.
AEW tries to do picture in picture, right?
Fine.
Picture in picture is fine. They can put.
I hate it, but I'll take it.
It's better than not being able to see it.
No pre-match hype package either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not just the ads. It's not just the ads. It's the fact that, and I was gonna today. I went back and I was gonna look at which WrestleMania did we lose this. It was this WrestleMania we lost it. Last WrestleMania they had a package for every match. So, like, it's ridiculous. Like, you don't have the package to hype you up for the match. You don't have backstage segments. You don't have interviews. You don't have people celebrating. You don't have any cohesion whatsoever. So, as far as the show, like, not just the matches, because I know people only focus on the matches. It's a show. I sat down and watched it for 4 hours. As far as the show, it was dog shit. It was awful. It was disgraceful. It was insulting. No one should watch it live. It was a horrible experience live. And I love watching wrestling live. I hate watching it taped because I always end up like fast forwarding or some crap, like because my brain can't handle it. I got to watch it live. And this was horrible. It was a horrible experience. Awful.
You missed the flow. You missed the other stuff. You missed all the extras. WrestleMania is supposed to be this spectacle. It's supposed to be everything. I want to clarify something. We're not complaining for the sake of complaining. We didn't come into this looking to complain. We didn't come out of this looking for a way to complain. We went into this looking to have fun, to have a good time, to escape our reality for a little bit of time, just for these 8 hours that we're watching this. We wait all year for this moment, and this is what we get. This is the disrespect that we get for being fans. We're not looking to
be
complain.
happy with it. Like, that's why I don't understand. Like, people are like, oh, they're trying to find all these good things. Like, okay, mention the good things, but over mention all the bad things. Make sure they hear it screaming from the balcony.
We're not complaining about the booking of who won. We're not complaining about storyline choices. We're complaining about the time that people had to do their matches. We're not complaining about the wrestlers. The wrestlers did the best they could with the 100%. Absolute garbage amount of time, the disrespectful amount of time that they were given. And it just goes throughout the entire thing. Like, guys like JDNY, right? They're known for complaining, and that's like their shtick. But why are they getting record views right now? Not just because it's WrestleMania and they're always going to get a lot of views, but that's somewhere that I wanted to go right away to be like, am I wrong here? Am I just looking like, as the night started, right? We didn't know right away that it was going to be like this. It was kind of a weird start. We're like, okay, not the best match.
Off, but I can never expect something like
then
this.
All of a sudden, the next match starts and without a promo package again, and we're like, okay, this is kind of weird. It goes through, and then it was only like right away we knew something was wrong. Things weren't happening. John Cena's hosting, but we only see him at the beginning. No in-between segments, no nothing. And then it was only around, I think, where it really clicked was Liv versus Stephanie, where the match just ends out of nowhere. And it was very noticeably short, where we all know women's matches are often getting the short end of the stick, but it wasn't like you got 12 instead of 15. You got like 7 minutes, or 8 minutes, whatever,
But some people are saying
6 minutes, 50.
Some people mention maybe it's the concussion. I don't know if that's true or not.
But it's not true because it's consistent in all the matches across the board, except for the main events. Even then, we can go into that.
The first main event was kind of short, but the second one was good. Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to have a whole alive world. You have John Cena hosting. What is the point?
It was the
of
husk
having
of
John Cena host?
That wasn't John Cena. That was
I don't know
him.
what that was. That was some sort of creature. It was
Yeah.
not anything to
You
do
have-
with John Cena or wrestling or WWE. It's,
I think
you pride yourself on producing a product that is worldwide, right? You're in every major nation in the world, and you have fans all over. You have shows that tour nations, and you bring live events to them so that you can build a fan base there, and you have Backlash Paris, and you have
Backlash.
all
And
these
Backlash.
different Backlash. You have
I'd rather
all
watch
these
that for
different
4 hours.
yeah, true. All these different things that you try to engage a worldwide audience in, and yet you make it so unwatchable that for I'm sitting watching it at 1 a.m, and I've got to wait 10, 15, 20 minutes sometimes between actual content that I'm excited about, that I'm dozing off.
like, what is going on here?
Like I'm not trying to get sympathy or anything like that, but I'm sitting watching it in Scotland, and I'm falling asleep between matches because I'm so bored with what's happening, and I've got work the next day, so I get 2-3 hours of sleep, and then I've got to go to work, and I do that because I love wrestling, and I want to watch it, and I want to stay up, and
But
like
it takes
Jason,
you out of you. It takes you away from your family. It takes you away from doing the
100%.
things you're supposed to do. You know you're not going to be 100% the next day because of this, and you're okay with it because it's what we love.
Fucking Mania, man.
And it's
That's what I
WrestleMania.
want.
we were
It's just not.
we were all generally very excited. Like, I remember we were talking about the cards. Like, yeah, there's
Yeah,
some,
if anyone thinks we're complaining, listen to
go
last
back
week's
a couple
episode. We
weeks.
were
Go
I'm
buzzing.
back
on
a
record
couple-
saying night 2 was going to be better. I think I was the only one.
No.
I said night 2 was going to be
Everyone said
better.
night 2 was going to be
Did
But
better.
we
you?
all
Okay, I
said
think
night 1
everyone
was
was
pretty stacked too. But
It was still a stacked card. We
yeah.
were able to create one card by
We
deleting
were,
matches.
but
It had
was-
some from
it was
both.
hard enough too. But
It
I
was hard.
regret every minute I spent excited, especially for night 1. Night 2 was better, but it's probably better for me, especially because I didn't watch it live. I did fast forward through all the pitch.
It was better.
But
It
it
was
was, I
more
just think the match,
better.
It was better.
it was better.
Yeah.
But
it was better.
I feel like we all have the word sucker tattooed on our foreheads because, what did we do to deserve this? I know. Wrestling fans can be insufferable, but I don't know. Usually we get a little something thrown to us, and there were still some highlights, but
I mean, wrestling fans,
I mean-
this is your cue to be more insufferable.
Yeah,
You deserve
at
it.
this point.
You
Yeah.
deserve it this time. You can be
this time.
insufferable
I would
this
say-
time.
Go off. Go
If-
the fuck off on them.
Go off. Let it go.
We have to talk about the actual
We do,
content.
I
I know.
guess,
I
I
know
guess.
that. I know that we want to talk about the product
should-
as a whole.
we should
and-
honor
and-
the
and-
wrestlers themselves.
Yes, people put their their bodies on the line to entertain us for 25 seconds in an hour. So let's at least talk about some of the moments that came up. Let's talk about night 1 first. I think one of the things for me that really pulled me down initially, and I'll compare it to night 2 for a very specific reason. That first hour, you had the Usos and LA Knight against the Celebrity Boys.
I show
Uh,
speed.
And then
Logan
you
and
had Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre, right? 2 matches that I think all of us were, for different reasons, quite excited for. And both matches were bad. Both matches didn't work.
I would say they didn't live up to what
disappoint,
they
disappoint,
should have
disappoint.
been. Jacob and Drew wasn't bad, but it was disappointing.
It was
Yeah.
no. It was a really bad unsanctioned.
It was
match.
a bad unsanctioned match.
Bad
An
unsanctioned match.
okay
100%.
hardcore match.
It was
Not
an
even okay hardcore
no,
match.
not hardcore. It was
Wasn't even
an
hardcore.
okay no DQ.
Well, they used weapons.
It
Yeah.
was-
They used.
Fine.
I'm tired. Stop. Get rid of unsanctioned. I'm tired of unsanctioned. There were 2 other matches on this card this weekend that were
It was
more
the most
unsanctioned
sanctioned match.
matches than this
Should have been
unsanctioned
called all
match.
sanctioned.
Why are you
Extra
getting
sanctioned.
entrances? Why do you get an official
we were just
referee
saying,
but doesn't
they
happen to
shouldn't
wear
play
the
their
jersey?
music.
Like,
Don't play the
I don't
pyros.
mind
Don't
that
give them
so
an
much.
entrance.
No,
I just want them to kill each other and
It
try
needs
and
to be
kill. Like
brutal.
that's what's supposed to happen.
They should have started
and-
the match already fighting. I still say
Yes,
this.
exactly.
They should have
That's-
why are they
exactly,
still
yeah.
Find
jumped
them
him
backstage.
on an entrance
Yep.
or something like
why
that.
are they
yeah.
still playing by the
But-
rules?
You compare those 2 matches on the getting me hyped for the very beginning of Mania this year. compare those two to the first 2 matches we had on night 2, and it's a completely different game. Like it's not even comparable. Like one of them is
the referee put on gloves at the beginning of the match, telling us you're getting color.
This is going to be wild.
Yeah, it was a misdirection for sure. It was
complete disaster. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, no, it's the way it's booked. I don't blame the 2 guys in the match. They also made them fight for an entire show already. So what are you supposed to do in this match when you've already fought an entire show and you fought for weeks because they let them get their hands on each other? They've fallen off a water tower.
Also,
God knows what else.
All that,
what are we doing?
And then you're trying to sell the story that Drew McIntyre is afraid of a toolbox because he hit his head on it once, and that's scary. He's not a vampire. It's not garlic.
Like,
anyway,
I'm going to be extra harsh on everything because I'm already pissed off because they fed me dog shit.
It also is more egregious, not to harp on the timing, the amount of content that we got on night 1, but it's extra egregious when you had to fit the first 2 matches in the first hour, meaning we got 5 matches over the last 3 hours, and 3 of those matches were less than 10 minutes still. So it's even worse when you consider that.
It's crazy.
So after a rocky start, we thought we were going to have some hope. And then it's like, okay, now the women's match is going to come out. And again, not a bad match in a vacuum, but we're talking about WrestleMania for the title against one of the best feuds. These women brought this feud from nothing into this hot-ass feud that we were excited to see, and we get disrespected with this short-ass match. And maybe there's other things in the back, I don't know. But it's a consistent all across the card that the matches weren't long enough. We're going to talk about that in almost every match. But this one especially egregious. I thought that it was just so short. Stephanie Vaquer just loses just like that.
Why is she?
She didn't look like she was finished. She was still fresh.
It looked like she accidentally pressed the taunt button in WWE 2K26. So she's just standing there like this.
What do I do with my hand?
That was weird.
And immediately loses right after. Bright spot. Seth Gunther, I thought was a good match. Fun match.
It was.
Even with no story, it was enjoyable. I think it worked for Gunther to win. Braun coming back.
Cool entrance for Seth.
Cool entrance for Seth. With Braun coming back, obviously that builds the intrigue. We know that this was kind of a match they had to put together, just given all the injuries in the division.
That long-ass run for a one-arm little tapping.
The production of that moment was great.
Was good.
Like, looked so good.
It looked good.
Our mood wasn't soured even yet. Like, we were trying to hold it together until... Like,
we knew something was wrong.
We knew something was off.
We're like,
but we weren't
weird.
sure what, and we were trying to be optimistic and have a good time.
We're like, this is taking a long time in between, but it's still Mania, so we were still hopeful.
Yeah. And then like the Liv thing threw us off. It was okay for like a Raw match or something, maybe, and that threw us off. And then
for
it
like a
just
Raw,
went downhill from there.
Some other kind of.
But Seth and Gunther was good enough to keep us alive and moving, so.
Still some hope. We still had hope at that point, somehow.
Yeah.
And then the main event happened.
Yeah.
Which wasn't, like, awful. Like,
if the night wasn't so bad and there wasn't all these other issues and we didn't have, like, weird hosting. We didn't have, like, the sponsored pregnancy announcement. We didn't have, it wasn't actually, but the memes have been great. If we didn't have, the lack of packages, we didn't have, like, this, Randy Orton's entrance was a down for me. Cool, like, the graphic thing they were trying to do, but he didn't do anything. He came out, it took forever to him get the ring, and it was just the slowest walk with no like enthusiasm. I don't know if he was feeling the vibe, but even the entrance was just dead for me. And right off the bat, it was like, okay, what's going on here? Match starts. Obviously, being a Cody Mark, love the finish. I think it's one of the best finishes in WrestleMania history. Maybe one of the best matches in WrestleMania history. I don't know. Obviously not. It was just, in a vacuum, I don't think it's that bad. And I think it's just the shit cherry on top of the shit cake. It makes it just a real disappointment for most people, but I don't think it's like the worst, most egregious
I'll say I was a bit
ever.
confused.
I was
a bit confused.
If you try and follow the flow of what kind of happens,
still a mess.
It's kind of messy. It doesn't. I'm not really sure what we watched.
The Pat McAfee thing, where
got hurt but came
back
out
as a referee. Why didn't they show him getting in the back? Take a referee's shirt off of kick one of the referees in the balls, put his shirt on. He comes in an unbranded referee shirt. How are you allowed to do this at WrestleMania?
The fairest count of all time, even though he's a huge heel. Like, what the hell?
I will say,
slow, deliberate count.
I enjoyed how they got rid of Pat McAfee.
Because the RKO?
No.
Oh no, before. Sorry.
With
That was
Jelly
good. Yeah.
I enjoyed that because I thought, you know what? How are you going to even, level the playing field here? How are you going to do it? And Jelly
I was hype after that.
We didn't get too much jelly.
Managed he managed to break a table in such a way that I've never seen it before. He basically. He is
was
like
at his full capacity. That thing would have disintegrated. It's only half a roll.
I've never even seen a table do that before. It was incredible. But you know what? That was a great moment.
Splintered.
And that was all before the match.
Yeah.
The bell hadn't rung.
Yeah.
See, that's what the unsanctioned match should have been. It should have all been all this.
100%.
Anyway,
all before the bell.
I agree. That was a good start. That was a good start to the match.
So the flow of everything didn't really make sense through the match, though, right? We then get to the end, and I was kind of like, oh, hang on a minute. So this is exactly the same as every single Cody Rhodes main event we ever get. It's just he's going to look like he's down and out. Somebody interferes. He manages to get the upper hand on them, and he does the crossroad. He might even do it twice, and then there you go. That's
did RKO.
I've seen that main event of WrestleMania so many times because that's what Cody does. Cody is very safe, very predictable. So for me,
the way he's booked anyway, like the character.
100%. When I saw that, I was like, I understand it, but
Rhodes, the guy, his eye is fucking split open, orbital bone is destroyed. He got kicked in the head. He actually fucking booted him in the head.
Yeah.
Are you nuts? What are you doing?
Good. That's what he gets. I'm sick of seeing Randy pretend to punt people.
I feel like I got booted in the head at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Story-wise, the match, I agree. I was confused because Randy gets something in his eye. Cody, I think, pokes him. Is that enough for him to then assume Cody teleported behind him? RKO the ref. Out comes a big Pat. Pat does a fair count. We don't know why. Pat doesn't come up
or why he's allowed to do a count.
Why he's allowed to do a count to begin with? Would that have been an honor? Like, would that
have been like an honorary
count?
official or some crap? Like make something up.
And then so Randy's that pissed that he's then turned away completely from wanting to get that 15th title to get revenge on this person we are told is important, but we have yet to see that they are important.
He just gives up on him, just like that.
Gives up, and then he beats the shit out of Cody at the end of the match anyway. After the match anyway. So
it's so weird.
What's happening?
I don't know.
What are we
I don't
doing?
know how to feel.
It's so strange. Our hidden fifth jobber, Lewis the vegan dandy, he posted in the chat the still of the very end of night one where Randy's standing there looking mean as hell, holding the title, blood dripping down his face, and you're like, wow, that actually looks badass. Like, it looks so good. But he didn't win the title.
Context.
But with no context, you're like,
it's like,
oh wait, what?
Also, Randy won and it was a great match. No,
no, definitely not. Definitely not.
All right, so night one in the books there. Go and check out at the Four Jobbers on our social media to see what we've had to say about it on Twitter. Jason has been very active. If not, you can also see videos of it on X because he needed to get those emotions out. We were all feeling a little weird. I know that I didn't
even rant. It was pretty fair.
That's it. I think we've been, like, obviously I'm ranting a little bit on here for fun, but it's also from a true place. It's from a place of passion, from heart, and it's not like we hated the booking decisions of who won the matches or anything like that. It's we didn't get enough content. They cheaped out on us. They shrunkflated the backstage. It didn't feel like Jason has said, like you guys have said, it didn't feel like a coherent show. It was just like these one-off little things that just kind of happened, and we got to tune into them.
Welcome back, Paige. That is one thing I will say about night one. That was pretty sick.
That whole match.
That's true.
Yeah, because
that was pretty sick. And that match was
forgettable.
fine. I was excited about that match because
unfortunately it was spoiled.
But
yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. I wish it wasn't spoiled. I hate that shit. Whoever finding out this stuff and puts it out there, like
it was all over. Like it started, like everyone was
it.
talking about it. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, but do you know what? It's very exciting to have her back. And do you know what? Everyone's talking about her age. She's 33. If she's been away for 8 years,
I'm pretty sure she's younger than half the women who were in that match with her.
100%.
Younger than
probably all of
women. And she's so important. That's something that I was talking to Jason about because I obviously got to watch her through NXT. Couldn't believe how different she was than the Divas era. You know, she came from the business. She loved wrestling. She looked different. She acted different. Comes up, gets the Divas title, and I think that was a huge catalyst in moving the Divas division into the women's division 100%. That it is today. And she's often a forgotten piece of that because of the impact of the Four Horsewomen. But the four of them that took that picture were a huge part of moving the division into the future, and I'm so glad that she's back. And we move into night 2, and it's a little bit more fun. Even though we have the same issues in terms of time, in terms of the ads, in terms of all that pitch, not getting the backstage, the alive feeling that a wrestling show should have that we're used to seeing. We didn't get that, but still, it was a better night overall. We left feeling much happier. Now that we got all of that other stuff off of our chest, we can get into it. And I want to talk right away about Femi versus Brock Lesnar and Brock Lesnar's retirement. And do you guys think... Alleged, yeah, maybe he's not fully retired, but maybe he's on the way. I don't know. Are you do you mind him retiring at the end of that? Does it distract away from Oba's Win It All for you?
Not at all.
I think it makes it more impactful.
It does. Yeah. I love that.
Agreed.
Yeah, go ahead, Jordan.
It's a passing of the torch. It's a way of him saying, yes, I believe in you, not just from a kayfabe point of view, but from a backstage point of view. Like for Brock, somebody like Brock gets a lot of shit for a lot of reasons in and outside of the ring. But I think one thing you will always say about Brock is that he's willing to put other people over when he believes it's right, when he believes that it's right for the business and for the story. And he's done it time and time again. And for Brock to literally sit in the middle of a ring and cry as part of a moment.
We know he's not a good actor. Brock is not a good actor. No. So
that's an endorsement for Oba. That's a huge endorsement for Oba. I think
cowboy hat tip. That was cool.
Yeah, that was good. It was a beautiful moment.
How over is Oba Femi? I knew he was over. I don't think I really truly understood it until his entrance last night. I thought it was poetic. I thought it was really well done. How he didn't no-sell the F5, but he sold it less than I think anyone has ever sold it. And it really is symbolic that, okay, Brock's time has passed. There is a new dominant force in the WWE. It made sense. It was under 5 minutes, but this is the one match that didn't need to be long, and it shouldn't have been long because it was exactly
some similarities to the Goldberg match in terms of the same no selling spots and stuff, but it didn't matter. I didn't care about that at all. I loved it.
I know the rumor is that this will be Gunther's favor that he asks Paul Heyman for is, no, I still want to be the one to retire Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I actually kind of hope that doesn't happen because I do feel this is the way it should end with him.
It's too telegraphed now. That way is perfect. We weren't expecting it. It happened. It's beautiful. It's done.
Really organic.
Where now it's we're going to wait until and we know what's coming. Yeah. I'll still watch it, obviously, because I'm an idiot. And we always get suckered in by these guys, even if they treat us like garbage. Domestic abuse relationship. Thank you, TKO. Jason, any thoughts on Femi Lesnar?
Well, this started the night way better than night 1. It was short, but we kind of expected it to be short. It's Brock's matches have been short, like in the latter part of his career. It also delivered what we wanted storyline-wise, and it built up a future star, got us excited for what can happen later. Everyone was hyped for this match because they built it so well. So they did what they're supposed to do. They started, and it was emotional. It was so many things. We had so many feelings after this was done. We didn't know Brock was gonna, take his clothes off and run away. That just added to it as well. So this just started off great. Everyone was saying, when I was complaining about short matches, everyone's complaining about short matches. What does it matter? Matches can be short. It's sure, they can be short, then add more. And this one makes sense to be short. I think it's great. Yeah, for sure. Short match made sense.
Yeah, it made sense here. And that moves us into something with action-packed. This was jam-packed with action spots. Maybe I'll go to all of you and say, what's one thing you remember from this match, or what's one takeaway you're going to get from this crazy ladder match?
Nutcase.
Ridiculous.
51?
Jeez.
Yeah. 51. And he was the highlight of the match, or one of them.
He smashed his face on the ladder through that, over the thing, just crazy stuff.
This match, one thing this match did, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but one pet peeve I've had with ladder matches is that nobody knows how to climb a ladder. And I get it, you do it for dramatic effect. These guys were racing up the ladder every time, and it was believable. So it's this is what you would do when the championship is hanging above. You would get up that ladder as quickly as you possibly can. And I get why people do it slowly is to build and make sure people have time to get in place. But I guess because everyone in this match was pretty nimble and, high flyer, Javon could jump up to the top of the ladder if he wants to. It was maybe easier to sell that, but it doesn't break the immersion for me. So I hope more ladder matches follow suit. That just delay climbing up then. Don't climb the ladder like it's the first ladder you've ever climbed. So I think they did that really, really well.
Are you guys cool with the Rusev spot? The Rusev and Javon Evans cutter off the ladder.
It's a great moment. I think it's a little bit telegraphed. Like
Rusev
throws himself into it.
But he literally jumps into it. Like,
but still executed with the telegraphing.
It still looks sick. It's just one of the only things
I would say the two people I was kind of not worried about in this match, but it was kind of like I don't really care. Was Dragon Lee and Rusev. I think we spoke about that last week. We were like, none of us really thought they were going to do anything other than just be in the match. And I would say both of them had really strong parts to play for completely opposite reasons. Rusev, like if you look at who else was in there, Penta, Rhea, Javon, Dragon Lee, and JD McDonuts, like Rusev doesn't fit in there. Why is he there? But actually, he had such a big part to play because he was the opposite of all of those guys. It made sense that he was the one that was not doing any jumping and high flying pish. He was just knocking people down when he had to do it, and it worked. Dragon Lee as well. I understand why people, some people really, really enjoy Dragon Lee, but he's not someone that I've watched much of and thought, yeah, he's great. But maybe I should, because some of the stuff he was doing in that match, I'm just like, this guy's resilient as hell. He just keeps coming back.
Yeah.
I was really impressed by who was in the match. And again, on paper, you look at it before the thing, you're like, yeah, this will be all right. But it delivered so much more than I thought it was going to, which is, again, compare that to night one. It's just a completely different game.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say on that one?
I mean, in a ladder match, you just want it to have memorable spots and crazy stuff happen, like a car crash, and it did. Rey Mysterio with that ladder spot outside the ring, the flip. What was that move called where he flips over him?
Mexican Destroyer?
Yes.
Mexican Destroyer on the ladder inside the ring. Javon Evans, multiple crazy spots. The thing with Rusev, it looked kind of fraudulent, but it was well executed at least. And they were running up the ladders. They were making that look realistic too, which was nice. So you have like this delivered, whereas the second match the night before was disappointing and didn't deliver on the stipulation it had.
Yeah,
so we're energized after the first hour rather than completely
we're excited.
Destroyed
with this match
mentally.
It's an example. If you're not going to give a story, you better be entertaining. At least this match delivered that. So, yeah, much better first hour. I think we all said that when we respectively watched.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it wasn't even that. It was 15 minutes, which it didn't get hindered by the time. And honestly, in a ladder match where all you're doing is climbing up a ladder and grabbing something, I think that's okay, as long as you fit enough spots in there, and they did.
Yeah. So next up on the card, was it Jade next, or was it?
No,
it was
Trick and Sammy.
This one was too short, in my opinion.
Way too short.
Yeah.
Other than that, I like it. Obviously, I'm sure we all agree with the decision, but the match was just way too short.
It was booked interestingly and made sense how it got wrapped up, but like Sammy's incredible in the ring. That's what he's known for, like going long matches in the ring. I thought he would pull some of that out of Trick. But I'm happy Trick won ultimately. But this definitely could have won at least 10 minutes, 3 minutes more.
100%. It just needed more time. Sammy, we like going heel like that. There was some shades of Brett type stuff, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. But you need more time to tell a proper story, so just needs more time on that. But no knock to either of those guys. They're both amazing. Trick is so freaking over. It's great.
I just want to see more of it.
Yeah, we just want to see more.
One thing that in both nights that was a bit of a problem, I think is the audio mix, particularly for the audience. Like, again,
audience sounded dead night one.
They got so mad. Everyone's saying they're quiet. We weren't quiet. We were loud. Okay,
again, I've seen loads of comments of, no, trust me, I was there. It was really loud. I say, yeah, that's fine, but you were watching a different show to me. I was watching it on TV, and trust me, it's a different thing entirely. So, we're sitting at home watching it, and Trick and his entrance are something I was so excited for, and it just kind of felt quite flat. I couldn't hear the whoop that Tricks.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear the bass in his song hitting as much as it normally does. But this is the next hour of the show. getting me hyped up for it. I'm on a high from the first hour.
And I was like,
And I got a kind of lackluster entrance, which was a bit of a shame. No one's fault. Well, yes, none of the talent's fault. Maybe just the venue.
You had a cool quote, though.
You had a cool quote. Yeah, you had a
CVS
cool
receipt.
quote.
CVS receipt, yeah.
And then, yeah, you know, a 7-minute match, which Trick did pretty much nothing in the entire time up until there was a bit of interference and then one knee to the face, and that seemed to be it.
it's just not good enough. It's not enough. They deserve more time.
Yeah,
This is how better
Sammy is known for long matches and for not losing quickly and kicking out and doing multiple, like, I don't know. Like
Sammy Roman at Elimination Chamber a couple of years ago, right? And then he gets beat by Trick with one knee.
trick shot.
Yeah, it's just it was
doesn't
cheese.
it doesn't
Cheese.
make sense.
It's why
to
I
me.
was kind of surprised, because the way the match was built and booked, I actually felt this match droned on, as funny as it was. I couldn't believe that it was only
Really?
7 minutes. I'm like, really? Wow, this is still going? Because I wasn't entertained by it.
I wasn't invested.
I
yeah.
wasn't invested. And again, nothing against Trick or Sammy. They're both excellent. It's just it wasn't a produced match up to what they are both capable of. So
Yeah, like
it
Little
felt-
Yachty was a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like again, in 7 minutes, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You can't get that build. The guy can't
It
get
felt
tired.
really
You can't-
rushed.
it just doesn't
But
work. There's no way to do it.
Yeah, that's it. But at the same time, there was nothing in that 7 minutes that I wanted to see more of.
No,
Yeah,
of course
no,
not.
that's
Just-
fair.
Exactly.
What are you
Because
supposed
didn't
to
have
do?
time to get off the ground. That's the issue.
Yeah. That's fair.
They deserve better. Is what
Yes.
is the main point of
Yes.
that. This fucking idiots. Jordan, what was next?
And next we had the what's his name? Demon Man. Demon Boy
the
Finn
demon
Balor.
versus Dom.
The daytime
versus
demon.
The
Dom.
daytime demon.
Yeah, I mean, the main problem with this match is that they told us we were getting the demon before we knew we were getting the demon. And it wasn't even Finn that announced that it was going to be the demon. I'm pretty
True.
sure it was Baldy Mick, Raw
Pierce.
manager. Pierce,
Mr.
there we
Pierce.
go.
Mr.
He's the one that kind of
Pierce.
announced it. Like, why is he announcing the demon's
Yeah, I
going
think
to be there?
I saw it on
That's-
Twitter
Friends
or
with the
something,
demon.
like announced by WWE. It's now the demon is now in this match.
Yeah,
And-
that's wild. That doesn't make any sense. This should have just been Finn versus Dom. Dom comes out of, cocky, thinking, I'm going to be Jack the Lad here. Finn's an old man. Yeah, I'm going to beat him. And then suddenly, boom, 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 boom. That music hits and the demon, and everyone loses their mind. That's what should have happened.
even if you think it's going to happen, you don't know officially.
Of
It's not
course,
on
you
the
don't know.
poster.
Nothing's been said.
You could have
And then-
hinted at demon,
Hinted is
you know.
fine.
I will
Hinted
say
is fine.
Dom did a great job of making it look like he wasn't expecting the demon. Like,
Yeah, he was
was
hiding.
standing-
Like at first,
out-
yeah.
at first he
hiding
wasn't.
away.
When he first started coming out, he was deadpan, and then he looked
Yeah.
scared later. It was
Yeah,
like
he
it
went-
took him a
yeah.
little beat.
true.
He was like
true.
halfway down the ramp, then he's like, "Oh, now I'm scared." I was like, "Okay."
He
So
dominated
he got
this
the
match.
shot, but it's too late. Yeah, he dominated the match.
No pun
Good match
intended.
overall.
Like,
Like,
this is the
Yeah.
strongest he's ever looked, I think. Like, what the hell?
He
carried him.
So this match was changed to a street fight very soon before it actually took place, and this felt
Yeah.
more
It's like on Friday.
like it was like on Friday. This felt more like an unsanctioned match than the unsanctioned match. Again, just one of the
True,
examples.
true.
It wasn't the only one, but it felt there was more use made of the stipulation. So I'll give it that. But I do agree. I don't know why the demon was announced in advance, because they robbed themselves of an all-time reaction of the
It's
demon
true.
showing. Like, why do that? What are you doing?
It doesn't add that. Like, who's tuning into this match because they know that Finn is coming out as the
They
demon.
sold
like,
10,000 more tickets for the
Yeah,
demon.
they
Just for the
must have. Like, it
demon.
was so worth it.
The demon
Idiots.
who lost his last match because of a rope break.
Yeah,
because the rope fell off.
He's hot
Yeah.
right now. Absolutely.
Yeah.
what was
Yeah,
next?
Makes no sense.
That
Well, the
was
next
Liv and-
match,
not Liv.
Rhea
Jade
and
and,
Jade.
Jade and Rhea.
Now, I think me and Jason might have differing opinions on this match.
It was okay.
I think this, unfortunately, was short. However, with
that's-
the length that it was, I think this was possibly the best performance I've seen from JadeCargill in a WWE ring.
No, I agree
I
with
think
that.
she
Yeah.
absolutely
She hasn't had that many.
dominated. No, she's not. To be fair.
Yeah, she doesn't have very much of a
She
chance, but
absolutely dominated that match. I think to watch
Agreed.
her performing almost technical counters to some of the stuff that Rhea's bringing out, I've never seen that from her. And I'm not saying that. I think she commented on it recently.
I mentioned it
saying,
last week.
Nobody wants to see me do long matches, technical matches. They want to see me. Do you know what? If this is what you can give me, Jade, I do want to see it. Give me that every single week.
She said, "I can do it." She said, "I could do it," but she wasn't saying she's told a certain way. She's like, people want, so it's like the universe wants it, but no, like she's being told, this is what you're going to be, this is what you're going to do, but she can go, and people need to realize
if we're the universe, then you need to listen to us. Trust me, we want more of that. It was so good, and it was so refreshing to watch that, especially against someone like Rhea, who typically just dominates their opponent, right? And usually they'll sneak between the legs and do all of this around Rhea to get her down somehow. But this was Jade just in her absolute element. Fortunately, the fucking loser sisters or whatever their names are came out and kind of ruined the whole thing.
The baddies.
The baddies.
I
don't even know what that means. So yeah, I'm not.
I think it's supposed to be like they're hot. You're a baddie. You're
That's
it has
good.
multiple.
You're a
but
boss ass bitch.
Yeah,
well,
more or less that.
Just stay in the back. I don't want you there yet.
They looked like the Three Stooges or the Two Stooges when EO comes out and they're all fumbling. They're all like, "Oh, what do I do?" And
EO did risky choice of attire, but she did well.
It was. It's always funny when the ramp is that long. You just see her sprinting down, and the other two are just kind of standing there, like
and
then they
Jade
attack
was
one at a
waiting
time.
to do that kick.
Yeah.
The kick. Yeah, the finish was not great.
She beat her too easy, in my opinion. That's JadeCargill, damn it.
Yeah. Again, not enough time. It's all squeezed
they
in
was
here.
at 10 minutes. They were over 10 minutes.
Right, but it deserves more, and she's proven that she can go longer, and that match should have. Rhea's obviously proven that before too. So just if it's the championship women's match, they have headlined WrestleMania before, so it can be done. Give them the time that they deserve. Give them 15, 20 minutes, and tell a real story.
15 would have been perfect for this.
15 would have been fine. It just gives you more time to breathe and get extra tired. And I know we don't want just finishes, but a few extra big moves and big spots to then just push it out a little bit.
But do you know what? More of this version of Jade. That's what I want.
And what's she gonna do now?
Chase the title's good because I think it's gonna get people behind her chasing.
Do you know what? The only thing that did irk me is that she immediately posted on Twitter or something like that saying, "I don't need a title anyway. I
didn't want it.
I'm still a bitch." And I'm like, all right.
Say, I'm coming back for my title. I'm going to take it back from you at Backlash and go and do it.
Backlash.
I don't need a title. I don't need a WrestleMania. I don't need wrestling. I retire. See you later.
I don't need anything.
All right, but it's probably true, but still, come back.
Let's dive into the main event of night 2. Arguably one of the greatest main events.
Only WrestleMania match
ever.
WrestleMania caliber match.
Dave Meltzer's even saying it's one of the best ever. If we're talking about people reacting negatively to day one, Dave Meltzer, he's watched.
Gonna give this whole thing.
He's watched.
When it's good, he gives a good rating.
Says,
what do you want?
If he's saying it's good, I mean, you don't have to agree with him. But
that was their plan all along. Make it crap and then give us one good match.
Idiots.
It's going to be an all-timer.
All-timer, absolutely.
Just to make the main event look good, we're going to make the rest of it shit. Like, no. I mean, they did that by accident.
Yeah. To be fair, though, the hype behind this match, the build in this, and it's the only one that got a little montage video before we saw it as well. So
Cody and Randy did, I think,
as well.
Only the main events get it.
The main events.
Did it? Maybe we went for a shite.
Anyway, the only one of the night, I believe. And why you can't even just play the ones that we got for the 2 weeks coming in? They had sick montages on Raw and SmackDown. Just replay those if you can't come up with a new one. At least give us a little hype before the match. But anyway, this match.
It was incredible.
Beautiful.
It was absolutely incredible from start to finish. They need to stop the whole go to sleep, bounce off the rope onto my shoulders thing.
Yes,
it
however,
did stop.
In this exact moment, it worked perfectly. So
it didn't work.
It told exactly. Oh, that's exactly it. Like it told us because the minute I saw it, I was like, "Oh fuck, we're doing this again."
Flipping. Jason was like,
I was pissed.
I hate this.
It can't end with that crap. No.
And then suddenly it didn't happen. I was like, "Okay, so that's that retired then. Surely we're never going to see that. At least not for a long time." But the match itself was utterly spectacular. The only gripe I have, and I think it is fair, Roman should have been disqualified for using the steps.
A lot of people are saying that, but like
there's leeway and there's leeway from
stuff that's attached to the ring. Even if you detach it, it seems to be okay.
Seems like it.
I mean,
it's when you throw them into it, but you can't
throw them into the
him.
stairs. You can hit them with the stairs.
Yeah, I don't think you can hit him with the stairs though.
Well, whatever. It's a big match.
But
sometimes
I understand
you let stuff
your
slide.
point, though.
The referee did let them there was a few times like they got out of the ring, Roman rolled back in, got back out to like reset the count, and he looks at the ref, and the ref was like, fuck it. You could see him do something,
okay?
And the ref got out,
discretion.
and he didn't count anymore.
If you're going to do that, they should have had a moment where
the ref like pretends to do something.
Where Punk did something on a similar scale. Used a panel from a table, that they'd just broken and hit Roman over the head. And it's like,
ring bell is a disqualification.
They've both. Yeah, true.
It's not attached to the ring, though.
If they had both done it, then I would have been like, yeah, that makes more sense, right? But it was
going
the
for
fact
a
that
table's
only
not connected to the
Roman
ring, but it's fine.
It's funny, I didn't even think of that. Like when he hit it with it, I didn't even say that. I didn't even think that should be. I was so in it, I didn't even think like that's
I thought
a
it, but I
disqualification.
didn't. I was like, oh well, just
but also
because
such
they
a big
set
match,
up
you can't disqualify the tribal chief. Like I didn't even think that that's a
It
possibility.
was basically the rollout and not counting anymore that kind of set me up for because I mentioned it. I was like, he's not counting anymore. The referee's just given up on counting, and I think maybe that opened it up a little bit. But it is a fair gripe that it took a lot of people out of it because it's not something that you're normally allowed to do, or at least we don't normally see. So it does raise some flags. But again, this is a small thing, and Jordan's already said he's not nitpicking on that because he hates the match. It's just something that we all noticed. Overall, this match delivered. It delivered in every way that we wanted it to. It was big time. It didn't have any feelings of being too short. It wasn't just a finisher spot fest. There was different moments and moves and things that it wasn't just finisher after finisher. Then we go up to the top and we do a super finisher. No, there was a lot of back and forth. I don't think, even though I think we all thought Roman would win, there was moments throughout that it's like,
they got me with one of those like false finishes. They actually had me for a second, so that's rare. So that's good.
I really enjoy when I'm watching a match and there's moments from it when I look back that I can be like, oh, that was really good. And I don't mean like a spot, just something that they do to tell a story that puts a smile on my face. And one of those happens really early on where they're kind of back and forward, like they're looking at each other and then they're like slapping and, move for move. And then they do this whole head to the chest thing. That little moment where Punk's like got his head on Roman's chest and he's like, come on then, let's go. That just tells me that these two want to fight. It feels real. It feels raw to, excuse the pun. It felt like it was genuine hatred and anger and frustration between the two of them because that's what it is. It's storytelling.
Subtle storytelling.
It's tiny things like that, and it made such a difference to the match.
Yeah, I think I'm so used to there being some, like one of you said, super finisher, that if I had to nitpick, the ending felt really sudden. But maybe it's because I didn't want it to end, but it's just Roman just gets up, runs back and forth, hits the final blow.
It was sudden. It was.
I did say that. I said, well, that was
and I'm like,
kind of out of nowhere. No.
Okay.
But it's great.
But like a lot did happen. Like it was, if you
it was,
they were in the deep waters.
And I get what they were trying to do because Punk like tried to swing at him, couldn't reach him, couldn't like move himself to get closer. So I get it. Like he was spent. They both were. And Roman got one last jolt of energy. I was just like, whoa.
Did you? So you expected a kick out?
I expected a more momentous. I don't know what I expected.
Finish.
I just remember being very surprised that it ended the way it ended.
It's hard to end them. I was thinking like as it was going on and it was so good. A piece of me is like, how are they going to end this? And nothing is going to feel right. Like
there's a really good moment in the montage before the match. I watched it back again because I was like, I want to make sure I enjoyed every aspect of this. So I went back and watched that again. And the way they play it out, it's like moments of the feud back and forward and stuff from before that's happened. And then it's almost right at the end, they add the line from Roman where he says, you know what? You're just old. That's one of the last things that happens in the montage.
And he gives out.
And then what happens at the end of the match? Yeah, do you know what? The reason he can't go, he can't finish the match, is because he's just a little bit old.
Like showing Brett not being able to in his old sweatsuit.
Like it just, I love that. Again, we talk about it. It's just storytelling. Like you told me in the montage that guess what? Punk's older than him, and maybe he just won't be able to go for 35 minutes. Turns out he can't. So yeah, that Punk didn't get beat by Roman. Punk just couldn't keep up. That's all that happened in there, and that's fine that the finish wasn't 15 fucking Rhodes clashes or whatever the fuck his move. What's it called again?
Rhodes
Like go to sleep, maybe, or some spears.
when he does 3 of them in a row, the Cody Rhodes road thing.
Yeah, what's that
Rolling
shit
Roads?
called?
Crossroads.
The Crossroads. Thank you. I
Rolling
couldn't
Roads.
fucking remember the name of that.
Like John Cena,
Like, It didn't need
Super
to be.
the avalanche.
FU,
Exactly.
avalanche, FU.
It didn't need
two
to be
avalanche
that.
FUs.
It was just, hey, I've just realised that my opponent, I was
Yeah, I
right
liked
about him. I was right about him. He was old. He's not able to keep up with me, and I'm
I mean, he
much
had to
younger.
beat the living shit out of him, so there is like a
100%.
counter argument there, but it does make sense story-wise. You could move this in so many different ways, and it still makes sense.
And no interference.
Yes.
No
Beautiful.
interference.
I was like, when are the Usos going to come out? Usos are going to be here, right? No
And
Usos.
How refreshing was that? It's like, oh my God.
Beautiful.
It's like a crisp lager on a summer's
It's like we're
day.
expecting. It's even in this match. It was like maybe halfway through, and one of the announcers was like, "Oh, they're in the deep water now." And me and Jason look at each other. We're like, "In the deep? What is he talking about?" But then we're like, "Oh, I
it
guess
got
this is going
much
to be a quick
deeper.
match." Because
Pause.
every single match of the night, that would have been like, "Okay, well, this is the deep water now." I'm like, "They're not tired yet. They're not tired." But then
No,
the
that was
match
only
kept
half-
going. 20
yeah.
minutes
That was
later,
like 10 minutes in.
it was 10 minutes in. That's why I was like, "Oh fuck, this is going to end." These stupid. That's what they're
given
used
the weekend,
to now.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they've been conditioned now. So I don't
10
blame
whole
them.
minutes.
But
Yeah.
this was the first match where I felt that deep water like fight, that
the only one that had
WrestleMania
it.
feel where they're so tired and exhausted. It didn't exist anywhere else in both nights. It just didn't.
Yeah, they actually went into the deep water, and so they've shown that they can do it. They can book a crazy
Well, it's
story. They
Roman
can
Reigns.
give us all the things we want. Yeah, but it's him. But it's not just him. It's the production
And
getting
CM
enough
Punk.
time. And we're talking about 2 of the best of all time. But it delivered, and it's something that we're always going to remember. And this WrestleMania will be
Yeah, at least we got
remembered
that.
Yeah.
like a Jekyll and Hyde.
Went
We
through
got that
100%.
beautiful
horrible
thing, and we got a
conditions.
decent night too. We had to
Yeah.
go through
Got an
night
all
1 to
timer.
get
We got
there.
an all timer. Go through dog shit to get an all timer.
Yeah.
There's so
And
much
what-
story between Randy and Cody. There's so much there's so much they could have done. It just
and
it's
it
so
was
frustrating.
But
Anyway.
we, as we're recording this, we're probably missing bits of Raw that are happening just now, which is
Good.
apparently the biggest Raw of the year.
30 minutes
No, it
away.
says at 8.
30 minutes away.
7:30.
So obviously there will be some outdated thoughts and feelings by
Raw's
the
gonna
time
be
that
better than
you,
both
you listen
nights.
to this. Yeah, probably. But one thing I wanted to mention, because it's important for the viewers or listeners at home, they want to know who got the predictions right.
Not me.
And I'm here to tell you that, well, it's not that important, I guess. But anyway,
Never brought it up before after any pay-per-view except for this
It
one.
must
I
be
wonder
you,
why.
yeah.
It's never
so
always glossed over it.
based on the predictions, we had Jason got 3 of the 7 correct on night 1, as did Brad. Wax, you managed a healthy 5 on night 1.
Patriot.
And I just, look at that. Would you look at that? A healthy 6 of the 7 on night 1. Okay, indeed. And then, interestingly, all of us got 5 of the 6 right on night 2. Different matches, but we all got 5 in there. So that does mean that of our predictions, that this guy here wins the body for Kirkcaldy. Body me.
The lesson is never try to
Yeah, you
predict
should
it
have
if it's
listened to
gonna
me.
be
It would have
fun.
been better. If I got
Just
mine
go
right.
ahead and pick what you know WWE's going to do.
And we will see you at
Next
Backlash.
WrestleMania. Oh.
Backlash?
At Backlash.
At Backlash?
At Backlash.
At Backlash.
All right, well, we'll see you next freaking week, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the 4 Jobbers. Peace.
Get fucked.
Yeah.
Whoa.
WWE TKO.
Yeah.
Sick. Thanks.
You people are beautiful.